At the Foundation for Rock Hill Schools, we believe in the power of community. The work we do for students and educators and schools would not be possible without strong partners who share in that vision. One of those incredible partners is Elevation Church. Their lavish generosity and faithful support of our work continues to make a lasting impact here in Rock Hill. Today, I'm sitting down with Christina and Amberly, and we're going to talk through what this partnership really looks like. And we'll also discuss how faith and action can transform local lives. We have been so blessed by all the ways that Elevation has poured into the schools, whether it's generous funding or volunteering or just showing up to schools. Can you share with us why education is such a priority for Elevation?
Sure. Yeah. Education is the best way we can invest in our future. When we're nurturing a curiosity of learning in our students, that's going to translate into how they pour out into our community in their future. And I think for Elevation, obviously being a faith-based organization, connecting people to the heart of Jesus by how we see them and how we support them and how we love them, that's something the foundation does so well, is you see each piece of the ecosystem of education and you're pouring into that. So now these students know they have a community that cares about them. Teachers know that they have resources available to them. But it's not just the students and the teachers that you see all of the educational staff. You see the janitorial teams, you see our nutritional teams, our facilities teams, you work with our district office and support them closely. And so I remember it was 4 years ago, you and I sat down for lunch. I don't know if you remember this conversation, but you kept saying every student, every teacher. And I felt so inspired by that idea, because every student and teacher are pouring so directly back into what our community will become.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, as an organization, we've been able to see firsthand the impact that your support has had in classrooms and schools. I mean, just this year, the school counselors came to us and said, you know, our students are really coming with these heavy things that they're trying to process, and they didn't feel like their offices were really conducive to the conversations that were taking place. And so your support helped them to transform their offices into these therapeutic, safe spaces for students to feel welcome to come, and that's been a game changer for them. And then, I mean, y'all helped provide supplies for teachers at the beginning of the year. You provided apartment kits for our international teachers, which that's meeting an immediate need. It's such a meaningful way to welcome them to Rock Hill. Y'all come to every event, you're back the pat, you're volunteering. I mean, there's so many ways that y'all are involved in what we're doing. What would you say has been the most impactful moment that you've experienced throughout the partnership?
Wow. Just one?
Okay.
I think one of the most impactful moments for me is when we get to bring our youth into the process of support for their community, because it's one thing to receive resources, it's another thing to realize that there's something in you that you get to pour back. And so one of the projects that we got to partner with you to do this year was creating these gifts for our local bus drivers. And again, it's one of the pieces of this ecosystem of education that you see and love and support, and we get to partner alongside to create, this year we created gifts for them to kick off the school year. And it wasn't a big thing, but our youth came in, our middle schoolers, and they were bought into the process of picking out the supplies. We picked out tumblers and candies and little encouragement cards, just things that were personal and special. And then they actually packed all of the gifts, and we prayed over them, and seeing their heart connect to the purpose of what it means to be a part of community. Yes, they receive a lot, but they're going to pour out a lot as well. That was one of my favorite things, because that's how children begin to see themselves as part of the community and reach their full potential in that.
I love that. Just having a middle schooler myself, I appreciate y'all's intentionality with that, and that's such a cool full circle thing that y'all had the idea for, and we were able to partner with y'all. That's amazing. Amberly, as the new outreach director, what excites you most about this partnership? And then when you hear investing in the lives of students and educators, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, when I joined this team and Christina was able to share with me like what the foundation does, and even being able to meet with you and your team, I was overwhelmed. And at Elevation we say, see what God can do through you.
Yeah.
And I was in awe of what God was doing through the foundation. And of course we would want to continue that partnership, and just knowing like the children are our future.
Yeah.
And if we can continue to invest in them and pour into them, imagine what God can do through them. But they just needed the right tools, and we love partnering with the foundation, and I'm overwhelmed by what you guys are doing.
It's awesome. Well, we're so grateful for partners like Elevation who make this work possible. But the reality is there's so much more to be done. So if your church or your faith community want to be a part of our newly formed Good Works Council, we would love to have you join us. You can just go to our website and see how you can be a part of something bigger and really support local schools through the foundation. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Amberly. We really appreciate everything you do for us, your partnership. Thank you for sharing your heart and your mission with us today.